Before we get into the video, if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you might be interested in the Ace Pro 2, and I wanted to share with you all an amazing discount that Insta360 has for you guys. So if you use the code JOSH, you can save up to $120 off, which is crazy. It brings the camera down to like $309, which is insane. Plus, you'll get the Mic Air for free, which is the mic set that you can attach and use with the Ace Pro 2. Again, use the code JOSH to get this discount, and now let's get to the video. When it comes to the world of travel cameras, we are so used to the cameras that we already know and love, like mirrorless full-frame options from companies like Sony and Canon, to micro four thirds options from companies like Fuji. But now we have a new player in the mix. This is the Insta Ace Pro 2, and this might be my new favorite travel camera. Now, I get it, on certain metrics alone, obviously a full-frame sensor or even a micro four thirds sensor are going to offer things that this camera can't, but there's more than just a sensor that makes a good travel camera. So today we're talking about the Ace Pro 2 versus, in my case, a Sony full-frame mirrorless camera. Alright, so first let's talk about the actual physical experience using a camera like the Ace Pro 2. The one thing that action cameras have always got going for them is the form factor. Now, right now I have the camera with the Explorer cage or the Explorer bundle attached to it, the silver cage around the camera, but let me show you what it looks like without the actual cage on it to show you, again, how portable these action cameras are. Just press this lever, open this up, take it out of the cage just like that. Ow, there we go. Again, a very classic action camera style and form factor, very square, very boxy, very robust, and feels like it can take a hit. But the one thing I never enjoyed using with action cameras is, ironically, anything that wasn't action-based. For example, the whole point of this video, travel photography and street photography. I find that the form factor of a camera like this is way too small. I can't even hold it with one hand. To actually go around and take pictures all day, it's actually too small and therefore too cumbersome to use comfortably, which is why I really enjoy having the Explorer cage. Let's put it back on. All you do is slide the camera in like this, I think, something like that. Press it there, and that's literally it for the entire installation, because this is an on button that, when you press it, powers on the camera. And this entire thing right here, this whole lever, is a shutter button. Just like that. This is also a hot shoe mount that you can take out and attach things like the mic that Insta360 did send me. And the grip. The grip is the entire point of this cage and of the Explorer kit. This now feels like a real camera that I can hold all day long and not feel like it's uncomfortable to use. To be honest, what this reminds me of is a lot of the options from Fuji, like the X100 series or even the XM5, X-T30 Mark III. All those cameras in that world are very similar in size, and they offer a very portable, comfortable, all day, everyday camera option, which is especially helpful when traveling. It also comes with this really awesome wrist grip, which I will try and put on in 1 second. Awesome. The wrist grip is kind of like this paracord material, which I have always enjoyed. It's in this really nice gray color, which looks awesome. And honestly, if you accidentally get bumped, saves the camera every single time from being broken. Look at that. It's really heavy duty, really sturdy. I love it. But let's not get it twisted. There are obvious advantages to having a larger sensor in a camera like my Sony a7 IV. In my example, this is a full-frame sensor, which is obviously a lot larger than the sensor that's in the Ace Pro 2, what we're filming on right now, by the way. But even other similar cameras like the Fuji options with micro four thirds sensors, even the APS-C crop sensor, or this full frame are all going to offer a couple advantages over a smaller sensor like the Ace Pro 2 has. And for me, those things really fall into three buckets. Number one, and probably the most obvious difference, is separation. On a larger sensor, you're able to separate the foreground from the background way more naturally and have that separation that gives a photo a more professional look. Which, yes, for most use cases is the ideal look, but sometimes for travel, you don't really need to separate the background and you just want everything in focus, which is where the Ace Pro 2 really comes in handy. But in a couple examples, like I'll show you now, separation can really add more depth and kind of like a sense of professionalism to the picture. Number two is dynamic range. Now, these action cameras have come a long way, especially because on the Ace Pro 2, you can shoot 50 megapixel raw images, which, yes, you can play with the dynamic range with a lot, but it still can't compete pound for pound with the dynamic range on a full frame sensor. Again, something that is just a professional add-on that you wouldn't normally get on a smaller sensor like the Ace Pro 2. And last but not least is low light. With the smaller sensors in these action cameras, they obviously are going to have more noise and more grain in low light situations, whereas on a larger sensor, again, there are other factors at play here, but in general, on a better performance larger sensor, you will have much better low light performance. So if any or all three of those things are make it or break it features in a camera that is going to be a travel camera for you, an everyday carry camera, then sticking to a different kind of body that is a full frame option or even a crop sensor or micro four third might be the way for you. But honestly, in my case, for a lot of things that I do everyday travel, everyday carry camera captures with, those three things might not be at the top of my list. And for that reason, the Ace Pro 2 kind of shines. Now, in my opinion, the Ace Pro 2's real victory is the power that comes in such a small form factor. The Ace Pro 2 is not only a flagship action camera, but it also packs a punch with photography, which is the whole point of this video. The glass is co-engineered with Leica. It can take up to 50 megapixel raw images, and with the stabilization that is built into these action cameras, having shaky hands is never an issue. And then when you combine all of that with the amazing video specs that come with it as an action camera, it's honestly pretty sick. And to be honest, if you need a camera to be an action camera, plus you want something that could be a good travel everyday camera, I can't think of a better option. Literally any other professional camera on the market, including my Sony a7 IV, any other full frame, crop sensor, or micro four thirds camera, is not going to be a good action camera because, well, it can't withstand the action. It can't withstand the elements. It can't be robust. It can't take a hit. But this one can. Okay, let's summarize all my thoughts here. Do both styles of camera produce amazing images? Yes, there's no doubt about it. But I think the camera for you comes down to your exact use case. If you're looking for a camera that is compact, easy to use, a great everyday carry, run and gun camera that would be great when you're traveling or just out and about with friends, and basically any casual use case, then the Ace Pro 2 is amazing. Plus, it's even more amazing for you if you want to have amazing action camera video capabilities in such a small form factor. But if you care enough about any of those three things I talked about previously with a larger sensor camera like my Sony a7 IV poor separation, dynamic range, and low light capabilities, then you might be better suited going for a camera like that. But I gotta say, I am really impressed with how far cameras like the Ace Pro 2 have come over the years. I remember buying my first ever action camera several years ago, and it took pictures, sure, but the pictures were not really usable for anything realistic or professional or even to post on Instagram. They're more so just for casual memories or whatever, but this has really impressed me. This has come a long way. These images are absolutely incredible, and honestly, as a travel camera, as a secondary travel camera in my kit, just because of how small it is, I'd be going with this guy. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and do not forget to leave a comment on what you want to see more of on this channel. But until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.